Hey, good morning, my friends. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update. Sorry, it looks like it jumped the gun and it hit start on me, so here I go. It's feast or famine in this weather pattern, so let's get to the feast if you like warm weather. And by feast or famine, I mean we're looking at some very wild temperature fluctuations. Near record warmth today, tomorrow, near record or record warmth mid to late next week, followed by probably about a 30 to 40 degree temperature drop to colder than normal. And we might have some warmth coming after that, too. So here we go. Good morning to everybody. Um, Good morning, Tom Rohr from beautiful Benzie County. Yes, it is. Maybe, maybe one of the prettiest counties in Michigan, and kind of, used to be hidden, but I think nothing's hidden in Michigan anymore. Rebecca Smith, you got the fog this morning. That'll burn off in the next couple of hours. Lisa Lewandowski, forecast for a campus tour Saturday at EMU in Ypsilanti. Not too bad. It will be breezy, but it'll still be mild on Saturday in the 60s to maybe low 70s. Eventually, the winds kick up. So, satellite picture showing that we have high clouds in northern lower Michigan and across the UP. Otherwise, we have sunshine and we do have some patches of fog, but those will burn off. Now, let's get into it and show you storm system still expected to race through on Saturday, continues to speed up. And the good news there then is that it gets out of our hair a little bit quicker too. But it continues to also show that we're going to have strong wind gusts. So here we go. Today we're right into the afternoon. This afternoon, southwest wind and very mild for this time of the year. I'll show you that to you, but it's a 70-ish in most places today. Now, here's tonight. We continue with the dry weather, most areas, but the storm forming off to the west, the rain zone. This is tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock. Some showers will probably start up in the southwestern part of lower Michigan, and across the UP, you're going to get soaked. Friday night, the rain starts to head into Ludington and Manistee and Traverse City, but southeast half stays dry. And then Saturday, let's go to Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. The storm center over in Wisconsin really deepening. You start to see more isobars. Those are the solid blackish gray lines. That means the wind is picking up as the pressure gradient increases. Mother Nature's drink stirrer. She doesn't like these kind of pressure differences, so she stirs them up with wind. So Saturday, somebody asked about Ypsilanti in EMU. Right there, Saturday morning, you're still into the warm sector, but you start to get showery. And this is Saturday evening. This is it's about 8 o'clock or so. And there's the cold front. Well, we'll call it a wind shift coming through. The winds gust up, and then by late Saturday night, it's all shifted onto the east. And by Sunday, go to Sunday morning, we're already back into a southwesterly flow and starting our next warming trend. All right, wind gusts. Saturday afternoon, strongest wind gusts, Mackinac Bridge, southern UP. Mackinac Bridge could be closed for a short time period, a couple of hours maybe, as wind gusts over 60 miles an hour roll through the Straits region, down through Charlevoix, windy, into Traverse City, into Benzie County, down to Manistee, Ludington, and Pentwater. Those are all the areas that could have a 50 to 60 mile an hour gust. And then as you go to Grand Rapids, 40 there. You see, that's knots. So you multiply that by 1.15, you get 45 miles an hour. So over Saginaw and Flint and Bay City, you get 45 to 50. Same for Lansing and Jackson. And into the Detroit and Ann Arbor area, you get gusts of about 45 miles an hour for an hour or two. Rainfall will be heavy across the UP, over 2 inches in places in the eastern UP. Will be fairly solid from Mackinac Island to oh, the Traverse City area, more likely Elk Rapids and Benzie County, and then tapers off quite a bit to by the time you get to the thumb in the southeast in the drought area, you're only looking at a tenth, maybe two, maybe 3/10 of an inch of rainfall on Saturday. All right, now remember my headline there was for you, it was feast or famine. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the temperature anomaly. So that's the difference what we would be at any one date along this animation. It's going to go out 16 days. You're going to see some very warm air. Usually I feel like record high temperatures are set when we're about 25 degrees warmer than normal. Normal now, about 50. He's creeping into the upper 40s. And then you're also going to see some temperatures that go down to about 10, 15 degrees colder than normal. And you're going to have a day where we go from 20 to 25 warmer than normal to 15 colder than normal in the course of 24 to 48 hours. And you know what that means? That means it's going to feel like a really, really abrupt shift. So let's look at it. So this is the warmth that we're in right now, and you see that, I don't know what color that is, but it signifies about 20 degrees warmer than normal. And we're into Saturday, still warm, and we're into Sunday. The warmth comes back, even behind what I would call a wind shift. There's no cold air behind it, but it is back there in Canada, Western Canada. Then here comes what I think will be a record warm spell by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Look at that, smack dab over Michigan, over the Great Lakes, looking at, 15 to 20 degrees warmer than normal. And then into Thursday, still warm. And then here comes the cold. So we go from 15 degrees warmer than normal to 10 degrees colder than normal. That's going to be an abrupt shift. That's November 13th, the start of firearm deer season coming up on the 15th, and it still shows colder than normal. And then as we get toward late November, we start to see the warmth build back into the area. Donner Pass was shut, says Lori Habel. Yeah, that does happen. Dale Schweitzer, hey, Dale, how are you doing? So, feast or famine. Here are the temperatures. Highs today, I would call it 70 to 74 degrees. Probably a little bit too cool on this. And Friday, 65 to 75. Saturday, still in the 60s. Sunday, wind shift, and then back to the 60s. Monday, maybe a touch cooler in the 50s, and Tuesday. And then we start our warming trend again, 65 on Wednesday and probably 70-ish on Thursday. And Friday, maybe 70-ish as well. Before, look at the configuration there of the colder temperatures. And again, by the way, a significant note here. I've been showing you this European model all along. It shows the colder air, but always at day 10. It hasn't moved it to day 9 and then 8 days out and then 7 days out. So it wants to bring it, but it's still, and it knows that the cold is there, but every day it realizes the warmth is still quite strong. Let's see, today's high temperatures. I like this model better, and I would call it 70 to 73 degrees. Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, Alma, down through Lansing, Grand Rapids, you're probably 70 degrees also. I would guess, or forecast, I should say. So there you have it. It's going to be a wild weather pattern coming up. Most of the wildness is going to be wonderfully wild if you still want warm weather to hang on. We still have another week. I'm digging back out tropical shirts and whatnot. Um, Pamela Todoroff, think the up and down throughout the winter. I wrote about this. Remember, there's a La Nina going. It's the third year of a La Nina, third winter in a row. That has only happened twice. The NOAA extended forecasters, when they hinge on to an idea, they're usually pretty good. And they say that up and down temperatures will be more than normal this winter. I know you'd say, oh, thank you for telling me something I don't know, up and down temperatures in Michigan. They're saying more than normal, meaning that we could have a period of extreme warmth and we could have a period of extreme cold, and we could maybe have two of those kind of periods through the winter. Eric Young, yes, farmers getting the crops off, loving this kind of weather. They even love it when they can get to, like, say, next Thursday, if they're done harvesting, if they're done working the ground, they get the power washer out. And if it's 70 degrees and farmers are power washing their equipment, they are very happy campers. Or I guess I should say very happy growers. All right, there's your weather update. Watch the winds on Saturday. Probably not a damaging wind, except northwest lower, about 60-mile-an-hour winds. That can take down a dead tree onto a power line, but certainly something that when you rake your leaves today or tomorrow, you're going to want to rake them all toward the northeast of your yard, and then you're going to want to block the ones that are to the southwest. Wayne Bjorklund getting a new roof next week, ? It's pretty good for November. You can't argue with that. Have them get on it. Don't let them delay, because this will come to an end. And I know, by gosh, people say, I wish I had done that last week. It will come to an end, and probably at some point in the second half of November, at least for a week or so. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.